Right, hi guys, it's Nick again with another chat video, and I'm happy to say I've got Ben Fitzpatrick with me here. So do you want to just introduce yourself, Ben, to those who don't know you, and let us know who you are and what you do?
Yeah, sure. Hey everyone over on Nick's channel. My name's Ben Fitzpatrick. I'm 28 years old. I'm a part-time UK eBay reseller, so I do this alongside with my full-time job. I'll try and make this as quick as I can. The reason I got into reselling was, I don't know whether you can see, but everything behind you. I wanted to put together a collection of all the consoles and games that I played when I was younger. But after looking on eBay and the prices that they went for, I wasn't able to afford that. I've got a mortgage, I've got bills. I just couldn't be spending hundreds of pounds on frivolous consoles. I came across a guy called CJR on YouTube. I don't know whether you've ever heard of him, Nick.
Yeah, I've been
But
following him for a year or so. Yeah, he follows me now as well, which is surprising. Yeah, he's got an
awesome.
he's a Canadian guy, isn't he? He's got a basement full of gaming stuff. It's amazing.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I came across that exact video, and I wanted it. It was everything that I love. So I went into looking how he affords his collection, and he went to a lot of garage sales to pick up a lot of his collection, which are a lot of the US and Canadian versions of car boot sales. So I thought, if I go to car boot sales, this was my original thinking. If I go to car boot sales, that's where I'll get my collection. So that's what I started to do. I went to about 4 weekends worth of car boot sales, and it became very apparent to me very quickly that I wasn't going to find a boxed Nintendo 64 or a boxed Super Nintendo at the car boot sales. so so I thought, okay, is it even possible to find these at car boot sales? I don't know. Am I just not looking hard enough? Am I not trying hard enough? So I went onto YouTube, and I think I searched something like console pickups from car boot sales. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but that brought me to one of your videos. I think you picked up a GameCube or something. Um, um, and in that video, I noticed that okay, yeah, it wasn't boxed as I'm looking to get, but I noticed that you were picking up a lot of these things which I was seeing week in week out at these car boot sales. And then when you started to talk about the prices you're going to get back on them, firstly I thought you were insane, but then secondly, after I watched one of your sales update videos, I realised that you weren't just blowing smoke. This was legit. You could actually get 15, 16 pound for a used Monopoly. You could get 30, 40, 50, 60 pound for used trainers. This was completely alien to me. So that's when I had my light bulb moment. I could do this. I could go to the car boot sales, and instead of looking for these outrageous boxed consoles, I could pick up all the stuff that you mentioned, and there's plenty of other guys that give me heads up on. Go out, get those, resell them on eBay, and then I could afford all this. And I mean, I've been reselling since January, so not too long, and I've pretty much done it. All paid for. Well, I'd say about 95% paid for through reselling. I just kept the money in my PayPal account, and then I just bought off eBay everything I wanted, and yeah, I think it's a perfect visual example of what you can achieve if you really put your mind to this and you really want something.
Yeah,
And yeah, it worked really well for me.
it's fantastic. You're kind of funding your game habit by reselling.
Yeah, yeah, hell yeah. I mean, this wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for reselling. Like I say, I've got a mortgage, I've got bills. I couldn't afford to spend my wages on things like this. So I got it, it did it. I'm here now, and I'm really happy with everything.
Your story about being a gamer and a game collector, and that's how you kind of stumbled into reselling. That's how my whole journey started. I don't know if you watched the video I made about a year ago talking about how I started all of this back in, it was the late 90s, but I was collecting Nintendo Game and Watches. I don't know if you've got any of those.
No, I've got none of those. Those goes for crazy money on eBay. But I did watch the video you're talking about. But no, they were a bit before my time. So
Yeah,
I never really got involved with any of those.
I used to pick those up fairly easily, believe it or not, back in the 90s, before collecting games became a big thing. Certainly before eBay was a big thing. I'd pick up Game and Watches at jumble sales and quite regularly at car boot sales. These days, I'm lucky to find one a year, if that. And
Yeah.
then started trying to complete the collection, which was pretty nigh on impossible. And that's when eBay started becoming bigger and bigger. And I started thinking, well, maybe I'll look on there and buy them, and then realize oh my God, these things are worth a fortune. And then I started buying them to resell and kind of fund my collection. And eventually I kind of got tired of it and sold them all off anyway. But that was my introduction to eBay. So it's a very similar story, really.
Yeah, yeah, it was exactly that. I've near enough got everything I want to get now. There's a couple more NES games and a couple more SNES games that I want to get, but overall I'm pretty much done. And now I'm kind of lost. I don't know what to get. I'm a born collector. I've been collecting near enough this, that, and everything all my life. And this was the next big thing that I wanted to do. But I've never collected anything on this kind of scale. But now I'm done. I'm kind of lost, and I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm definitely going to keep the reselling up because I really have grown to enjoy it, and it's I enjoy going out on the Sunday mornings and getting my sausage sandwich and my cup of tea and my bag of donuts and pottering around the car boot sales and picking all my stuff up. I enjoy it now. It's part of what I do, so I wouldn't stop. I'll just find something else to start collecting.
Yeah, absolutely. Once the bug gets you, and this is what I find with so many of the new guys that come into this, they sort of potter into it and find their way into reselling in one way or another. And then when it gets you, the kind of the adrenaline of finding it and then the joy of selling it for profit, it's just like a really fun hobby. And you can also make a shed load of cash if you do it right, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
So I was going to say, are you married? Do you have another half, or did they get involved?
I'm not. I'm not married. I do have a girlfriend, and we've just recently bought this house together. Yeah, so I mean, when I started making videos, I was living with my parents. So the videos were like in my room or in the hallway or somewhere. But now I live with my girlfriend. I do my videos in actually our bedroom because I find the natural light's really good.
Yeah,
I have got a garage where I keep all of my stock, if you like. It feels weird saying that, but that's where I keep all of that. But the lighting in there is terrible. I wouldn't. I like to use natural light, and it's the same with my photos. I wouldn't take my photos from my eBay pictures in there. I use like our bedroom because I prefer the natural light. I think they show up better than if you was to use just normal ceiling lights in your house. But
yeah,
that's a double-ended sword because especially this time of year, I find it really hard to take pictures because I get home at like 5:30. By this point, it's pitch black and I can't take any pictures. So I find myself having to take all of my pictures on Saturday. So Saturday is just rammed up with taking pictures day while I've got the natural light. And then Sunday I'm out to the car boot. So it's almost become a full-time job now. So like the only 2 days that I get off work, I'm concentrating on the reselling side of things. So it's starting to drain on me. That is, I like my weekends, but that's starting to drain on me now. So, but to be honest with you, I think the car boots around me are starting to wind down now. They're starting to end. I'm not sure. I know that I go to two car boot sales around by me. The one's got about 2 weeks left on it before it closes full stop for the year, and the other one, it's a year-round car boot sale, but there's going to be that point of where it's not worth going. It's not going to be worth my time going out to these car boot sales because even though they do say that they're open year round, nobody's going to be getting up at 6, 7 o'clock on a Sunday morning in the middle of December, to go and sell some stuff. So
yeah.
I've just got to decide at what point to knock it on the head for the year. I mean, what's the situation around where you live? At what point do you go full stop for the car boots?
I tend to wind it down. Well, I have been for a while, to be honest. And then when the clocks change, I don't make a big point of going out. But there are a few around here that are on hard standing, and they do carry on. But as you were saying, the numbers peter out because who wants to stand around at 6 in the morning trying to sell your stuff, shivering? So naturally they do phase out. But funnily enough, because the weather's been quite warm, unseasonably warm the last couple of weeks, I popped out late on Sunday. I did a video. I don't know if you saw it. I uploaded one today with a mini haul because I thought I might as well go out and try it. And the boot sales were really quite big, so I did okay. And one thing I picked up, it's kind of on the back of your videos, funnily enough, and Steve Hicksey's, is these things. Because I've always ignored these, and I've seen you do quite well with these, and Steve as well. So I picked up 4 of those for £1, which wasn't too bad.
Yeah, I was drowning in those at one point. I had literally, I think there's the 5 or the 6 in a set, and I had about 15, 16 of them. I had 2 full sets, and they wasn't selling. I was getting really concerned that I was going to end up with all these soup bowls, and they're actually worthless. But funnily enough, on one day I had 2 sets of the complete 6 sell, and I think I got something like £24 for the set of 6. So they do sell. I think they're just a bit of a slow seller. You just have to wait it out a bit, but they
Yeah.
do sell.
Yeah, I just thought it was nice that all this information sharing all comes around, because I've inspired you, and yet I'm getting information back from you, which has already helped me out. So it's great to see it working like that.
Oh, that's brilliant. I mean, that's what it's all about. I learned literally everything I know from you, just watching your videos. I mean, ever since it was only since January, I went back and watched your first video, and since then, she's talking nearly 10 months or so. And yeah, I think I've got quite a good little knowledge now. I can go out there and I know what to look for, and that's what it's all about. That's just through watching videos and living on YouTube and just watching everyone's videos, and you'll soon build up a knowledge of what's worth what, and what would be worth paying the extra for. So yeah, definitely, it all helps. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, I've enjoyed watching yours, because you've used Gumtree a fair bit. Is it Gumtree? I think the local site that you use to pick up stock. And I've kind of tried to use that here, but I think it's bigger in the big cities, because I'm in Hitchin, as you probably know, which is a fairly small town, and I don't know, there's just not as much available. But I know some of the guys in London use it, and there's a lot more stuff on offer. So do you find that a good resource where you are? Are you Birmingham based?
Yeah, I live in Birmingham. I've used Gumtree once or twice. I've had some pretty good pickups on Gumtree. I checked Gumtree. I've got a couple of saved searches in my Gumtree account, and I check that once a day. It's hit and miss. Gumtree is. Most of the time, people are kind of asking eBay prices, so you'll struggle to find a bargain, but they do crop up every now and then. I find eBay actually really helps, and I'm going to rely on eBay a lot, I think, going into these winter months instead of going to the car boots. What I do is I have saved searches, so I'll have a saved search of the word bundle, literally just the word bundle, and I'll have another saved search with the word job lot. So
Yep.
what I'll do is I'll have those saved searches, and then I refine them to local pickup, and then I refine them even more to a 10-mile radius around my postcode. So
Yep.
anyone who lists any items with the word bundle or job lot in, I'll know about. I check it about 3 times a day, and most of the time it is just rubbish. But sometimes you'll get like a bundle of Playmobil or a bundle of Lego or a Nintendo Wii bundle, and because it's local pickup and it's it's local pickup, it immediately narrows down how many people are interested in buying that, because it's
Yeah,
local to you. And
I've been doing that and doing quite well for years. I don't know if you probably did see then that the video I made about a year ago, just suggesting that exact strategy to people, because if you search your local area, it makes sense that you're only competing with people who live near you, and then of course only competing with people who happen to want Playmobil or whatever it is. But I've found some really random stuff by just searching job lot and bundle, etc., and then refining it by local. And as long as you've got an open mind, you can pick up some amazing gear. I mean, I've had like massive job lots of plumbing stuff, and I think poker dealer buttons was one that was in that video. Yeah, it's just little things like that. And it's, yeah, if you keep an open mind, it's surprising what you can make money on. It really is.
yeah, I remember watching that video you did with the poker chips, and that just blew my mind. That really opened my mind to what potential was out there. I never thought you could sell poker chips. I remember you said you sold them individually, and then you sold them in bundles of 2 and 5. But that was insane.
Well, I searched them a bit and saw that they were selling quite regularly and there was money in it. And as long as I can get them cheap enough, I was never going to lose. And it was literally like a mile up the road to go and pick them up. So I bought them, and I think it was 8p each. And I did do a listing of an individual one for 99p with 99p postage. I don't think I sold any that way. And I did a bundle of 10 for a 10 or something, and 5 for a fiver. And it was weird that the 5 for a fiver was what everybody wanted, and I sold them all pretty much that way. And I didn't make masses of money, but from like, I don't know what it was, a fiver investment, I might have made 50, 60 quid or something. But it was one listing. Well, that 5 on a listing was one listing, and it just, I don't know, I just love doing that sort of stuff. It's like making money out of thin air. It's like magic.
Yeah. See, no, I haven't got that. I mean, I'm still in the phase where I'm looking out for what I'm told to look out for. I haven't kind of evolved into that reseller where I can just spot something. I don't think that's actually hit me yet. I think it'll come with time, but I mean, some of the stuff that you pick up is just amazing, just like completely like unreal to me that you could see that and see the money in it. Like I know you'd like appliance parts. I mean, to
Yeah.
me that's, and I'd never think to look for that.
Yeah, the video I uploaded earlier, when I said I popped out on Sunday briefly, and I really caught the end of the boot sales, but I picked up another Kenwood, and the parts on those are great. Like the bowl and the lid are like 20 odd quid each, and the blades can be 5 or 10 quid each. It's awesome. And this is the power of YouTube, because I basically got into that through one of the American guys called Gill Daddy. I don't know if you've ever watched him. And he and his wife used to go to they have these massive sort of industrial sized charity shops, and you buy it by the kilo, this stuff. And they used to buy them for pennies and then part them out. And Hoover parts I got into through him as well. So yeah, I mean, I've only been doing that sort of stuff really for the last year or so because of a YouTube tip.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Just passing on the knowledge and the tips. But I definitely haven't. I'm not that reseller yet where I can spot that just yet. I'm just looking for what I'm told to look for. I haven't really gone out on a whim on anything yet. I think I may. I think I kind of just, it has to scream money at me to I have to look at it and go, I know I can make money on that before I'll commit to it, because I don't want to be stuck with it and then not know what to do with it.
I was going to say, I like to try and take a gamble if I can, you know, once a week or once a boot sale or something, on something that I think it's only a quid. I'll take a chance on whatever it is. If I lose out, I can give it to a charity shop and they'll benefit. Who cares? But 9 times out of 10, you can either make a little bit or you found a whole new niche that you didn't know existed. And also that with the power of phones now, we don't have to, you know, make a stab in the dark. We can just sneak off and, you know, look up whatever it is and find out. So I like to experiment a bit, and that's half the fun for me, is finding new stuff and finding weird stuff. I do the generic stuff that you see in most of my videos because that's my bread and butter. I can turn it over quickly and easily, no risk, job done. But it's finding the interesting stuff, and like that bundle of magazines I showed the other week, I love stuff like that, stuff that's from my past and I can relate to, and yeah, I find that sort of stuff.
See, I think largely with me as well, is when I'm at the car boot sales, I want to get around as quick as I can. It's a time mission. So I'm just looking around, I'm whizzing down these oils. Look, I know what I need to look for. So I'm just looking for those as I go along and picking them up, because it's a race to get to the next oil, and then it's a race to get to the next car boot sale, because they both start at the exact same time. So I haven't really got time, I don't think, to stand there and look at it and go, is that worth it? You know, how would that sell? Because I'll be thinking that some guy is further up the car boot sale picking up a crap load of Lego, and that I could have been that guy, you know.
Oh, absolutely. I feel the same thing, and usually I'll make those random pickups at the end when I'm wandering around and I'm knackered and I should really be going home, and then, you know, and when people are clearing up at the end and they're virtually begging you to take stuff away, just gamble on a couple of things. That's what I tend to do.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's actually a really good idea. At the end of the car boot sales, just have another little whip around, and you can take it at a slower pace. Yeah, that's actually a good idea. It's a shame I'm only finding that out at the end of the car boot season.
Oh, there's plenty of times, a whole new season next year.
Yeah, but to be honest with you, I think I'm going to be a bit I think I'm a bit grateful now that the car boot season's ending, because it has just wiped me out. Because this is my first ever real car boot season, if you like. And it's just it has really took it out of me. I mean, a seasoned veteran like you just looking now and thinking, rookie.
Oh no, it's a surprising amount of work. You know, when you think the hours we put in on a Saturday, if you go out Saturday and Sunday, especially if you work all week, it's pretty grueling. I mean, the motivation for me, or half of it, is the fact that I really enjoy it. So that's where the kick up the arse comes from, to get out of bed, really, and it's how I earn my living. But yeah, I really enjoy it, but I feel it totally. I mean, this year I haven't actually gone out half as much as I normally would, because we've got so much of our capital tied up in the new business. So I just haven't been as free and easy with money as I normally would be. And I've spent probably half as much as I would in a regular year. But yeah, no, you're absolutely right. It's exhausting, especially when you're an old geezer like me. I'll be 42 this year, and I'm knackered most of the time.
Yeah, see, I don't go to Saturday car boot sales. I only go to Sunday car boot sales. I could go to the Saturday car boot sales. I want at least one day a week, which is my day, and that I get a lie in. So through all my videos, they're just Sunday car boot sale pickups. I suppose next season I could really, kick it into next gear and start popping to a few Saturday car boot sales. It's definitely worth something keeping in mind. I just feel like I'm at that point. The past 2 months have been really busy for me in terms of pickups and sales, and it's at the point of where it's becoming too much for me anyway. Like I get home and I'm say 5:30 and I'm packing stuff up for like an hour, and then I'm having to go to the post office the following morning to get all that posted out, it's starting to hit me a bit of how busy it is. But it's how busy you want it to be. I could easily just tone it down a bit and have some more time, but that's what this how it's so great is you can choose how busy you want to be. Really, you can choose how much you want to earn, and you can choose how much of your time you want for yourself, or how much of your time you want to put into the whole reselling game. It's not There's no 9 to 5 with it. That's what I really like. If I feel like I want to really, if I've got something that I want to save for or anything like that, I can really go for it and know that within a reasonable amount of time I can achieve that. That's what I'm really liking about this. You choose your own hours and your own boss.
Absolutely, yeah. And you get out, like exactly what you say, you get out what you put in. So if you want to just go to one car boot sale a month and do it on a small scale, if it's your part-time, additional income, it really doesn't matter. So yeah, it's as a part-time extra source. I don't know why everyone isn't doing this. I'm not sure I want everyone to be doing this, because there'd be nothing left for me. But yeah, it's a wonderful thing. I enjoy watching Joe Chris Pine's videos. He does it part-time, and he sells amazing volumes of stuff. I don't know how he fits it all in, to be honest. He's just back off another holiday, probably paid for by eBay. But yeah, he's an amazing example of somebody who squeezes it into their spare time.
Yeah, without a doubt. I've watched Joe from I've gone right back to the start and watched all of his videos. And his pickups are insane. I mean, for a part-time eBay reseller, just wow. His trainer pickups amaze me. I can't believe how many trainings he can get, because he the trainers, there's a lot of money in used trainers, which was news to me. And he picks up crap loads of the trainers, and these aren't just like crappy trainers. These are good, decent trainers, which he makes good money on. And I've just convinced myself that either A, I'm not getting to the car boot sales early enough to get these trainers, or B, because does he live in London?
Yeah, he's in
Joe.
pretty much central London. So, well, I think he's somewhere down Greenwich way, I think.
Okay, I'm thinking maybe like people like just get rid of the trainers much more down London. I don't know, but over up in Birmingham where I am, trainers are quite few and far between. I know a lot of people at the car boot sales I go to go mad over clothes, like any kind of clothing, nothing in particular. But trainers are really hard to come by at the car boot sales. I mean, whenever I find a pair of trainers, I see it as quite a blessing.
Yeah, I don't see much. You hardly ever see shoes or trainers in my videos, because there are a few real specialists around here that just hoover them up anyway, but there just isn't the volume here. And I think Joe is lucky in a sense, because I think he's just in a really affluent area, simple as that. And people don't think twice about selling on their Nikes after wearing them for one season or whatever, you know what I mean? And that doesn't happen around my way. Likewise where you are, I guess.
Yeah, I know, and he gets like I remember watching one of his videos, and he had a load of video game stuff as well. Did you ever see that? His hoard of video games.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean that was, I just dribbled through it that whole video. I couldn't believe that he'd accumulated so much gold and just hadn't thought to list it there and then when he had it, because that's what I do. I mean, when I get home, and I mean the amount of things that he had, the amount of money he had there, and he just didn't think to get it listed as soon as possible. I suppose he's super busy, as with his full-time job, but yeah, that whole video I was drawing.
Yeah, that was quite epic. It's just box after box, and it was like, if you had one Crash Bandicoot, you must have had 20. It was just like, oh my God, Joe, you've been hoarding for years. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's an amazing guy to watch. I just thought of something. I was going to ask you, how is your dogs? I remember you did that little video for my daughter. She was amazed at your little dog.
Yeah, they're really well. I've got two pugs. They may be here. They're actually right here. So this is Milo. This
Oh,
is our second pug. He's one. He's a cross with a French bulldog. He's Trouble. This is our second pug. This is Leo, and this is our first pug. He's nearly 3 now. So yeah, so these are the guys. They are really a handful. But yes, they're really good.
yeah.
Kick them back out next.
Ellen, my daughter, is obsessed. Really into the big YouTube stars, Zoella and her other half, whatever his name is, and they have a little pug called Nala, I think, and she has like T-shirts with "I love pugs" on and all of this stuff. So when you showed your dogs in that video, she was just beside herself. It was brilliant.
Yeah, that was in that video. That was Milo, who was his first birthday.
Yeah.
So we got him a cake from it's a dog friendly cake. So we had him one of those ordered, and we gave him that, and they really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Yeah. Andrea's just ordered a dog friendly advent calendar with chocolate treats in.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, Monty's quite spoilt, really. He's not.
Yeah.
He can't say hello, unfortunately. He's at home, but yeah.
Oh. Yeah, no, I think we are definitely a nation of dog lovers, and it gets to that point where that we will spend a crazy amount of money on t-shirts and advent calendars and dog cakes for our pets.
It does get a bit daft. He had a little Christmas outfit last year. I can't remember if I showed.
Ours, yeah, no, ours did as well.
Yeah, dear, it does make me laugh. I was going to ask you as well. Are you only selling on eBay, or have you experimented on Amazon yet, or are you not planning on giving that a whirl?
I only sell on eBay. It's one I know, and I'm comfortable with it. I know a lot of you guys sell on Amazon, but it's just something that I've never looked into. I'm not I know what I know, and I've never been a real fan of change. It wouldn't be necessarily be change; it would be an addition to. But I'm comfortable with what I'm doing with eBay and how I'm conducting things with eBay. So I've just got no reason to change. I don't get the way I think this my interpretation of it is if you've got a lot of bulk items like books, say if you got a load of books or a load of CDs or a lot of certain things, that it would be profitable and just to get it out of the way, and you'd save on space. But it's nothing I've ever looked into. I know you've just recently got into it, so how this would be the perfect time. How are you finding it? I mean, like you say, you were new to it. How you getting on?
Not really new to it. I've been selling on Amazon since 2001, funny enough, but we used to only ever merchant fulfill, as in I had the stock here in the office, exactly like eBay. When the order comes in, I pack it up. The new side of it to me is the FBA, which is what you were describing, where you send all your stock up to Amazon and then they treat it as if it's their own and they pack the orders for you, which opens a whole load of doors for you, because Amazon Prime customers then can shop your stuff with all of their Prime benefits. And I've been finding I can ask silly money on certain board games and certain media. It's very selective. It depends what you're selling, but I've seen some mad profits on certain toys and games through that. And it gives me the benefit of saving time and space. Today I've been boxing up board games again. I'm sending another sort of 30 or 40 up, and they will hopefully just disappear and never come back, and that's it, gone. I don't have to do anything else. So that side of it is fantastic. But I've been selling on Amazon pretty much continuously for ages. When we used to have the gaming outlet, and we would get tons, and we used to run a shop that was pretty much like a CEX equivalent, and we would get thousands of media items through the door, and I would stand there and scan those into Amazon, and had a basement where I had piles and piles that we sold through Amazon, merchant fulfilled, day in and day out. But yeah, I still do that side of it, but on a smaller scale. So yeah, Amazon is great, but it's just depends what you've got, really. It's not good for some things, but it's great for others.
Yeah. See, those board games you're going to send up, are they used?
Yeah, I sell
Yeah.
plenty of stuff.
So how do you take the pictures? Do Amazon take the pictures? Who take the pictures?
Well, with Amazon, there will already be a product page. So for example, if you wanted to send up a Monopoly, for example, there will be a product page for Monopoly and all the different versions of it. So you find the exact one you've got, and then you basically click a button that says sell yours. You enter your price details and your description. And if you're going to merchant fulfill it and keep it here, you set your price and click go, and it's then available to be sold. So alongside Amazon's, there will be all of the other sellers that are selling it, and yours is listed there. So you can actually add pictures now to describe your item in a bit more detail and show any faults, but you don't have to.
Oh, okay.
And with media stuff, it's as quick as I use a barcode scanner. So I'll scan the barcode, it comes up with the product, I type in my price and click go, pretty much. So you can list an item in 10 seconds. So on that side, it's so much more convenient than eBay. But with media and a lot of things on Amazon, it's absolutely flooded. So you can't make any money on it unless you're doing FBA, and then you have that extra advantage, which is what I'm trying to take advantage of now. So, but it's all a learning curve, like anything. And I'm still in my infancy with FBA, but I'm finding it's for certain things, again, not everything. It really is reaping rewards, shall we say?
Yeah. Yeah. See, it's just something that I've never thought about looking into. I'm happy reselling on eBay, and it fits in really well for what I need to do.
Yeah.
I've never thought about I don't even buy on Amazon really. I mean, I haven't even got the Amazon app. I'm a complete Amazon newbie. I don't know anything about it. So I thought the last thing I want to be doing is diving in and selling on Amazon. If I'm not even familiar with buying on Amazon, it's just a completely alien platform to me. So it just doesn't make sense for me to look into to selling on Amazon really.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I don't blame you really, because it would just make it all that bit more complicated to keep up with. And as a part-timer, you know, it's best to keep things simple if you can. And if eBay's working for you, yeah, don't fix it if it's not broken.
Yeah, without a doubt, and that's just the way I'm rolling at the moment. You know, as easy as possible for me. That's what it's all about. Just as quick as possible and as easy as possible.
Yeah. So are you? I was saying before we started about the stuff behind you, and I was spying the Nintendo goodies. I've been a Nintendo fan since the black and white Game Boy came out. When did I get into Nintendo? 89 or 90? So you're a Nintendo fan, or I can see some Sony stuff there as well.
Yeah, well, I kind of, most of the stuff I've got is things that I grew up playing, consoles that I grew up playing. I kind of got to that age where I wanted, which a lot of people are my age now, got to that age and realized that I want to play those games again. That's why the price on eBay have just gone woof, because everyone wants to replay the games that they played when they were younger. So most of the stuff is consoles and games that I played when I was younger. So yeah, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1, Game Boy, Game Boy Color, even like the Wii. I've got some like new gen consoles like Wii U, Xbox One, because Xbox 360 was my main console that I gamed on. Now Xbox One. So I am Xbox. I'm not PlayStation, PS4. It's just the way it is. You know, one way or the other.
Yeah.
But yeah. So most of it is just stuff that I played when I was younger, and the same goes for the games. It was the games that I played when I was younger. So you know, Crash Bandicoot, Mario Kart, Tomb Raider, Resident Evil, you know, the games that I played when I was younger. But I was going to do a video of like a tour of this on my channel. As mainly because there's quite a few bolos here that I didn't realize the value of on eBay. So classic example, This Zelda Skyward Sword. It's like a gold Wii remote with the game. This was £50 on eBay, and I got that pretty cheap. I mean, they go for around about £50, £60, like pretty much constantly. I picked this up for £50. So but if I didn't know about that and I was at a car boot sale and I passed someone who had this and they wanted 15, £20, I would have passed on that, because I would have thought, okay, you've got a Wii remote and a Zelda game, not knowing that the value of this is like 40, £50. So, and there's quite a few other bits in here that I've got quite a lot of value on eBay used. So yeah, that's what I was gonna at some point do a video of, just showing you a few more unusual pieces to look out for when you're out and about at the car boot sales.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. And then us gaming geeks can get off on your lovely stuff.
Yeah, so I think I will do that at some point. There are definitely there are a few pieces in here that you wouldn't believe on eBay what they go for in used condition, and I think it definitely helps that if when you're out and about, if you did ever happen to see these things lying around and people were asking that bit extra, well, what you think would be a bit extra,
with
you're gonna make money on it.
with the premium stuff like that Zelda you just showed, sometimes when people say exactly what you just explained, someone says, I want 20 quid for this, and because you're in boot sale mode, you think, oh my god, whatever. But if you have the knowledge that it's actually worth 50, it's still an absolute steal. So it's all about knowledge. Everything we do is about knowledge. So yeah, you're absolutely right. It's funny, I just noticed you've got a Super Scope as well. The Super Nintendo I just absolutely adored, and I bought it on release day I went down to Woolworths on my bike with all my paper round money in a little tin and bought it over the counter. And after I finished university, I was absolutely skint and I sold it all off. But because I'm a bit of a perfectionist with these things, I kept it all mint and boxed. Every game I had all the classics, all mint boxed, and I sold the whole lot off. And oh my god, if I'd have kept that, it's the total regret of my life. Well, one of many. But yeah, and I had the scope all boxed. Oh, happy days.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same. I'm a perfectionist, and everything you see here is boxed as new. That's why I had to almost get a second job to pay for it all, because like the Super Nintendo, for example, the condition is like new and sealed.
Yeah.
So that's why I pretty much had to get a second job to pay for all of this, because I wanted it all almost as if you was to get it off the shelf when we were younger, to get all this stuff. But yeah, that's why I had to definitely get into. I found something like reselling. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to afford all of this stuff. So
The beauty of it is, Ben, that the stuff you've got there, particularly because it's pristine and you've taken the time to select some really good stuff, is that will never lose any value whatsoever. In fact, if you keep it for another 10, 20 years, it will have quadrupled by then, no doubt whatsoever, because all of this stuff now is only ever finding its way into collectors, so it's not going to come back on the market very often, and that's why prices spiral up. And I think, well, it's pretty obvious, but the next thing is going to be PS2. As the whole generation moves forward, everyone's going to start wanting to go back and play PS2. We're already starting to see some of the stuff you would have seen as being bog standard games are starting to slowly rise. The GTAs are slowly rising on PS2 as people want to go back and play those already. And so the whole thing starts again with PS2 and Xbox, the first one, and that sort of stuff.
yeah, definitely. I remember for the PS2, Jurassic Park Operation Genesis. I played that when I was younger, and coming to find that on eBay, I think that game was about £20 I paid for on that, and that wasn't. And again, that was a pretty good price. I got that for. So yeah, there's some of the PS2 games which are already demanding that price, as you can imagine.
Yeah, and that's one format that we can still guarantee we'll find fairly regularly right now, because it's still in the general public's mind, it's kind of a throwaway thing, PS2. So now's the time to start grabbing those and thinking about reselling, because you know, slowly but surely it'll become the next PS1, because everybody's kind of realised now that PS1 is collected. I mean, there's tons of dross that isn't worth anything, but PS1 is already in the minds of most people as something, you know, that will have value, and PS2 will be that in the next couple of years. So yeah, I find it fascinating how it all moves on, and it just makes me feel old because the stuff I was into is now like 20, 25 years old.
But yeah, no, I definitely understand what you're saying. But around by me, like most of the PS2 games that I see, like at the car boot sales, are just they're always sports games. Really frustrates me because I know instantly dismiss most of the sports games. I never really see any gems. In fact, saying that, ever since I've got into this reselling, I haven't seen anything that I would like, you know, for my collection, which just goes to show if I was to only ever go to car boot sales, continuing just looking for these consoles, I would get absolutely nowhere. So it was a good job that I stumbled across these YouTube channels and found a different way of affording my collection.
You know, the reason why the good stuff's not out there is because crazy fools like me are telling everyone to find it and pick it up.
You know what, Nick? Saying that, when I first came across your video and your videos, and I was after about 7 or 8 of your videos, I was saying to myself, why are you doing this? This is insane. You're giving away gold for free. Why do you want everyone crowding your zone? But then, but now, like 10 months later, I'm doing the exact same thing. I'm on YouTube sharing everything I know, and doing the exact same thing. So there's definitely some kind of bug there.
Yeah, that debate will roll on, but I mean, I've said from the beginning, I'm happy to share it. If I lose the odd sale here and there because somebody else has the same thing up on eBay, then that's fine. You know, I've gained so much out of YouTube that if I might shoot myself in the foot with a few things that I tell people, so be it. It's, you know, it gives me so much pleasure that guys like yourself and loads of other YouTubers that come on, you know, get inspiration from what I do. And yeah, whatever. For those that say I'm ruining the market or I'm giving away all the secrets, that's my prerogative. So that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, without a doubt. If I hadn't come across your channel, and then the other guys' channels from that, I wouldn't be where I am now with what I've got. So I think that's why I'm on YouTube doing the exact same. If I can give anything back, I will. Any information I've got, I'm more than happy to share, just because of everything that YouTube has given me.
Good stuff. Well, I think I'm going to wrap up shortly because I need to go and eat and go and see my wife. She'll be wondering where the hell I am, as usual. But it's been an absolute pleasure, mate. And I'll look forward to that little tour of your collection because I'm a pretty much a Nintendo geek. So I'll be interested to see what you've got tucked in there behind you. Cool. I was trying to make out those N64 titles on that shelf as well, but I can't see what they are. Anyway, it's been
wait.
Thanks ever so much for doing that.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you, Mitch. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Take care, buddy. See you soon.
And you. Bye.